AI, or artificial intelligence, seems to be everywhere, including in accessibility apps.
Take picture. Button. Analyzing picture. Please wait. The picture shows a small decorative house placed on a shelf. Ask more. Button.
What color is the door?
Send message. Button. Send message. Please wait. Be My AI is writing a message. Be My AI. The door of the small decorative house is teal in color.
Be My AI, which is part of the Be My Eyes app, is now available in iOS, and it's a great example of how AI can be helpful for people who are blind and visually impaired. Keep watching, and let's talk about how it works. Hey everyone, welcome to Carrie on Accessibility, where we talk about accessibility and technology. Be My Eyes is a great app, and it's known for connecting people who are blind and visually impaired to sighted volunteers for visual assistance, or to partners like Google and Microsoft for specialized help. Earlier this year, Be My Eyes announced that they would be working with OpenAI so that Be My Eyes users can ask AI to describe images and then have a conversation to ask more questions about a picture. There's been so much excitement around this feature, and after a couple months of betas and testing, now iOS users can use this feature. Just make sure to go to the App Store and make sure that Be My Eyes is updated. And for the Android users out there, they are doing beta testing for Be My AI on Android, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to use the feature on Android devices sometime soon. Hopefully. I'm also hoping they come out with a dark mode for Be My Eyes on Android. But that's enough talking. Let's jump onto the Be My Eyes app and check out the Be My AI feature. So here is my iPhone, and I've opened the Be My Eyes app, and we're gonna look at the tabs at the very bottom.
Selected. Get support. Tab. 1 of 5.
Okay, so let's slow down the
60,
speaking
50,
rate.
40, 36%, 41%.
Okay, we're gonna stick with 41%. Hopefully that's a good speed for everybody. So the first tab is Get Help. That's where all the regular features were to call a sighted volunteer and for specialized help. Now I'm gonna swipe over to the right.
Be My AI. Tab. 2 of 5.
And I'm gonna double tap there.
Starting camera.
Now on the screen we have the camera viewfinder, and at the bottom
Take picture.
there's
Button.
a take picture button. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of my shelf behind me and have it describe that. Let's see.
Take picture. Button. Take picture.
All right,
Analyzing picture. Please wait.
it's gonna analyze the picture, and it does take, some time, a couple seconds.
Picture shows a wooden shelf with various items on it. The shelf has 3 levels and is against a white wall with a purple light strip on the right side.
Swipe over to the right.
On the top shelf, there is a glass bottle with the word love written in red cursive, and next to it are 3 white candles with the words love, laugh, and live written on them in black cursive. The candles have a rustic design with twine wrapped around the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna swipe
On the
again.
middle shelf, there are several boxes that seem to be packaging for electronic devices, such as Google Pixel phones. There is also a Rubik's Cube, a small decorative house, and a framed quote that reads "Trust the next chapter because you know the author" in black cursive writing with a decorative purple cloud design above it. On the bottom shelf, there are several more boxes, a pair of scissors, and other miscellaneous items. There is also a small container with pens and pencils, and a toy helicopter labeled Buzz the Chopper.
Wait, I have a helicopter? Wait, where? I have no idea what this helicopter it's talking about is. Maybe I just can't find it, or maybe because this is AI and it's based on a large language model or an LLM, it can hallucinate sometimes. So AI is definitely not perfect. So we can keep swiping.
The overall atmosphere of the picture seems to be a cozy and creative space. Take picture. Button.
We can take another picture, or I can swipe to the right
Ask more. Button.
and ask more. So if you want to ask more about the picture that you've already taken, we can do that. So I'm gonna double tap there.
Message. Text field. Is editing. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
And I'm gonna use dictation. Describe the house.
Inserted. Describe the house.
Okay, I'm gonna swipe
Clear text.
to the
Button.
right, And there's a clear text button, and if you swipe again,
send message button.
There's the send message button. So I'm gonna double tap on that.
Please wait. Be My AI is writing a message.
Just wait a few seconds again.
Be My AI. The small decorative house on the middle shelf is a miniature, whimsical design. It appears to be made of paper or lightweight material. The house is mainly light blue with a pink roof. There is a door in the center with a window on each side. Above the door, there is a small heart shape. The windows have yellow curtains, and there is a small chimney on the roof. The house is placed on a white base and is surrounded by a white picket fence. It's a cute and charming little decoration.
Okay, let's see how accurate that was. So I don't see a picket fence. I don't see a white base. It may have been the background. It's getting confused about which is the house and which is the rest of the picture. Also, the roof is kind of a bluish, purplish color, and then the actual house is, I don't know what color this is. It's kind of pinkish, I think. I can't really tell the color. Or is it brown? I'm not sure. This is the reason why I was asking Be My AI. This little house was sent to me by Isabel, and she sent it to my P.O. box. Thanks, Isabel. If you want to send something over, the address is in the description. It's just such a cute little house, and I like to have it in my background. Let's ask one more question.
Message. Text.
What color is the door?
Inserted. What color is the door?
Okay, I'm gonna go to the send button.
Clear. Send message.
And double tap.
Please wait. Be My AI is writing a message. Be My AI. The door of the small decorative house is light blue, the same color as the walls of the house.
That I do know that it's light blue, but the walls of the house are not blue. That's the roof. I don't know where it got that from. It will automatically announce the message from the AI, but you can also navigate there. I just touched the upper half of the screen. You could probably swipe there as well.
Be My AI. The door of the small decorative house is light.
So there it is, and if I swipe to the right,
vertical scroll bar. Call a volunteer button.
There's also a call a volunteer button because AI is not going to always be correct. If you want more help and you're not sure about the AI, how accurate it is, and you want a more detailed description that it's just not providing, Be My Eyes added this nice little button to call a volunteer, and they can hopefully help out with whatever your visual need is. At the top left corner,
End chat button.
There's an end chat button, and you can double tap there.
End chat alert. Are you sure you want to end this chat? No. Yes. Button.
And we can double tap on yes.
Message. Please let us know how your overall experience was. I experienced problems. Button. I had a good chat. Button.
Okay, I'll double tap there.
Starting camera. Take picture. Button.
And that just helps the Be My Eyes and OpenAI continually improve Be My AI. Something else you can do is share pictures from your Photos app or from a social media platform. This is a picture of a birthday card that my sister made for my brother-in-law, and I'm gonna go to share.
Toolbar, photo, toolbar, photo chooser, photo toolbar, share, button.
And double tap there.
One photo selected.
And here I'm gonna swipe up with 3 fingers.
Lewis to page 2 of 4. Add to shared album.
And now I'm going to keep swiping until I find describe with Be My Eyes.
Print. Add to new. Save to recognize. Describe with envision it.
Oop.
Describe with Be My Eyes.
Okay,
Button.
there we go. And I'm gonna double tap there.
Cancel. Please wait. Be My AI is writing a message. Be My AI is still writing a mess. Be My AI. Be My AI. The picture you've shared is of a hand-painted birthday card. At the top of the card, there are large, green letters that spell out Happy Birthday. The letters are painted in a playful, somewhat wavy style. Below the text, there are 2 painted pumpkins with faces carved into them, resembling jack-o'-lanterns. The pumpkin on the left is smaller and has a happy expression, while the one on the right is larger with a more neutral expression. The pumpkins are painted in shades of orange and yellow. with brown stems. The background of the card has some abstract shapes and colors, including blue, red, and white. The card is standing on a dark brown surface, possibly a wooden table.
I think that was a pretty good description. And now I'm going to use dictation again. Who is this birthday card for?
Inserted who is this birthday card for?
And let's go ahead and send it.
Send message. But please wait. Be My AI is writing a message. Be My AI. The birthday card is for someone named Carrie. The name is written in green, just below the happy birthday text.
So, didn't quite recognize that this is for Kenny. That's my brother-in-law's name. But it did a pretty good description of the rest of it. And honestly, it's not very good with OCR. Things like Seeing AI and Google Lookout, they're going to be better at using OCR when you want to read specifics. However, you can take pictures of text and ask questions about it. But because it's a large language model, it's not that great at OCR and as we know it, and it's not as good as what we're familiar with. There's also an add picture button, and you can add more pictures to ask about. So that's how to use Be My AI, and some of the things that I've tried to use it for is mail, and I've had it give me summaries of what a letter says. I've asked it about menus and asking specifics like how much is a specific dish. So typically when you're using something like Seeing AI or just a typical OCR app, it'll read from beginning to end. And if you're wondering something specific and you don't really need to read the whole thing, you want to get a piece of information, you can ask Be My AI and it's so much faster. As I've mentioned before, AI is not perfect. It doesn't get everything right, but it is definitely really useful. You can ask it to describe people in images or what they're doing, how they're holding their hands, what kind of expression they have. You can ask it like what your dog is doing in a picture, and maybe you just want to double check that the picture that you have is really what you think it is before you send it or attach it to an email or something. Make sure it's actually a picture of, I don't know, yourself and not like this weird picture of your cat or something worse. I don't know. It's definitely a lot more descriptive and a lot more helpful than image descriptions as we previously knew and used, like in Google Lookout or Seeing AI or on Facebook or Microsoft or Chrome, things like that. It is so much more useful. Be My Eyes is not the only one that's integrating AI into their apps. There's Google, there's Microsoft, there's going to be, I think, an explosion of AI, not only in the mainstream, but in accessibility. So I am really hopeful. I'm going to look on the positive side. I definitely recognize all the caution and all the fears surrounding AI, but I am hopeful. I think that this is something that could be very beneficial to many people. So I'm really curious to hear from you. Have you tried this app? What have you used, or what would you use this feature for? Let me know in the comments. I am waiting for the day where I can use something like Be My AI or another app, whatever it may be, and it can just describe in real time what I am pointing the camera at. Like, for example, in a game, or what my son is doing, actively doing, or what's happening across the street at my neighbor's house. Even while I'm walking in the mall, what stores am I passing? What's that random green thing that I see but I can't tell what it is? Like all of that, instead of having to take a picture, that would be absolutely amazing. And then if a video doesn't have audio description, I could just have AI describe it to me the best it can. And of course, it's again not going to be perfect, but it still gives you a great idea of what's going on, and You know, sometimes you don't have somebody who can see to describe something for you. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.